At the age of 62, the oldest conjoined twins in history passed away. George and Lori Schappell passed away at the University of Pennsylvania Hospital. The brothers disproved predictions that they would not survive past the age of 30, despite having fused skulls and sharing a portion of their brain and important blood veins. They were born as identical twin girls, and when George came out as transgender in 2007, they also became the first set of conjoined twins of the same sex to identify as different genders. They passed away on April 7th, yet the cause of their deaths is still unknown. They were the world's oldest conjoined twins to remain alive as of 2022. The twins, who began living independently at the age of 24, traveled extensively and managed to follow their own passions. George became a successful country singer, while Lori became a trophy-winning tenpin bowler, according to their obituaries, which were published by Liebensberger Funeral Homes in Pennsylvania. In addition, Lori worked as a laundry worker while juggling George's performance schedule, which included trips to Germany and Japan. Being able-bodied, Lori assisted her spina bifida brother in using a wheelchair. According to their obituaries, they had made several appearances in talk shows, documentaries, and even a nip/tuck episode. The couple often expressed their wish to be together. In 1997, George said in a documentary, "Would we be separated? Not at all. Why fix what is not broken, in my opinion?" Their father, 6 siblings, numerous nieces and nephews, as well as numerous friends, survived the siblings. The Schappell twins were born in Reading, Pennsylvania's southern region, on September 18, 1961. They shared 30% of their brains and vital blood arteries despite having different bodies linked at the skull. George required a mobility aid due to his spina bifida. Lori maneuvered George's wheeled stool, pushing and steering it so the two could go about. According to NBC Today, the twins exhibited the rarest type of conjoined twinning, which affects about 2% to 6% of conjoined twins. According to Guinness World Records, George transitioned in 2007, and the Schappells became the first set of conjoined twins of the same sex to identify as different genders. When the siblings traveled to London in 2011 to celebrate their 50th birthdays and made the commitment to continue living life to the full, George talked about his choice to come out with the Sun newspaper. "I have known that I should have been a boy from a very young age," he remarked. "It was really difficult, but as I grew older, I just didn't want to live a lie," he continued. "I was aware that I had to live my life as I saw fit." The Hiram G. Andrews Center, a technical school in Elm, Pennsylvania, is where the Schappells received their diploma. They both spent many years employed at Reading Hospital. The Schappells had different interests and pastimes. Guinness World Records states that George traveled to various nations, including Germany and Japan, to perform as a country music performer. Lori, meanwhile, was a highly regarded tenpin bowler. Since they were 24 years old, the siblings had lived alone. Despite not being mentally disabled, they had previously resided under court order in an institution for adults with intellectual impairments, according to New York Magazine. The two later lived together in a 2-bedroom apartment. Every sibling had a separate room, and every night they took turns sleeping in it. In spite of their conjoined nature, the Schappells claimed to have privacy in their shared abode. In a 1997 documentary, Lori stated, "Just because we cannot get up and walk away from each other doesn't mean we cannot have solitude from other people or ourselves." For instance, the two would go to George's room to practice his country music, where Lori would keep quiet and let George practice. Although some conjoined twins have chosen to have surgery to separate, the Schappells were not born with access to such techniques. The twins disagreed with the concept of being apart. "Could we end up apart? Absolutely not," George declared in a documentary from 1997. "Why fix what is not broken, in my opinion?" In a 2002 interview, Lori stated, "I don't believe in separation." To the Los Angeles Times.